Welcome to the Learning Disability Alliance Scotland Business Plan Day, when we imagined a new future for the Learning Disability Alliance Scotland. This short video will tell you a bit about what we did and what happened. First, we set some basic ground rules and understandings. We said we are here to find a good path for a good future for Learning Disability Alliance Scotland. We recognise that we cannot find the path without good listening, and that we need each other to help to become better listeners. We will slow down so we have time to think. We expect it to be messy or confusing at times. But we will be respectful of one another and greet new ideas with curiosity and consideration. We will be honest in saying yes or no to taking action. And we will take care of each other. The starting point for the day was our new mission statement, which splits what we will do into four. First, we will listen to people with learning disabilities and their families. 2, we will find ways to present their views to decision makers. 3, we will make sure that policies, laws and decisions reflect these views. And we will become a well-run organisation. Maureen Martin and Helen Wilson from Edge facilitated our day and helped us do this path. Now, the key important bits of it are as follows. Who was present today? Anne, Ian, Sheila, Sonia, David, James and Eden. And Maureen and Helen from Edge were helping us do the work. Right now, we said that actually it's better in the Learning Disability Alliance. We're not so rushed, but people are very worried and concerned about the future, particularly Independent Living Fund, the bedroom tax, welfare reforms, and there is an urgency that we need. We need to put a plan in place. Right now we have some strength. We are stronger together, all over Scotland. We have more support for our office bearers, and we're involved in current campaigns around day centres and cuts. But we now need to build up our network, look at existing contacts and the impact of change. Everybody signed their name to say that they agreed to try and help with this. What would make us stronger are better connections in parliaments in the Scottish Parliament, going to London to meet with politicians down there, keeping our links, networks with People First, Inclusion Scotland and many others, having a big event, working closer with different groups, including linking up with the Scottish Consortium on Learning Disability. Now we need to take some action planning and make some bold steps. So first of all, we agreed to link up with the SCLD new Chief Executive and set up a meeting. Ian and the board members would do this by the end of 2014. They would have a conference in 2015, linking up with the organisations who took part last time, and Ian and the chairperson would do that, and we would start in 2014. We needed to have a more formal arrangement with our supporters, and we're going to discuss this at our office bearers meeting in July, and then get final decisions on how we're going to do through August. And that's a job for all the board members. We would aim to strengthen the LDAS board and look at the mix of board members and to make sure people were getting the right support. And we would have this in place by the November AGM. We would have a strategy for listening, put together a paper for the board meeting in July, and Ian would do that. We would evaluate how well we are doing, and once again Ian will circulate a paper that he's already prepared to the board. We wanted to make sure that we reconnected with people in the borders by doing more training, and David and Ian would work on that in July and August. We would work out a very important contact strategy or database for our friends, allies and contacts, and Ian and the board would do that by October. And finally, we would look at having a funding initiative based around financial workshops bringing money in to connect with others. And Ian would organise an application for that in June of this year. So, some of our aims by May 2016, which is 3 years away, was we'd hoped to have had a conference in 2015. We would have more evidence, polls and surveys, that were an effective way of engaging with people, right, and including decision makers. We want to make sure that by then we've created 4,000 individual supporters, and we're using a variety of methods of information. It's a two-way flow. People are telling us things too, as well as we're telling them. We should have reviewed how the board meetings will work by then, and that the people on our board are committed and attending, and strong board which is consistent. We want to make sure that we've got more unrestricted funding and more contact with decision makers. Our strategy about how to listen to people is in place, and it's working. People with learning disabilities are designing and leading the training that we're doing, and we're doing training on speaking up, on our rights, on taking power, being more confident, and being in touch with the media. And we want to make sure that we both run the training in the borders, but that we've had a political debate with politicians. These are all positive and possible by 2016. But we've got much bigger and wider dreams. We want individual memberships, gathering individual views. We want to be really good at listening. We want to make sure we don't have no jargon, that we're much stronger together and have those groups going, that we're working in local communities, gathering views from all over Scotland. We've got more staff in our own offices, and specialists in different subjects too, delivering their own training. And people from LDAS could be counsellors and decision makers as well, sitting at the table in their own right. We want to be the first point of contact for many people, and we are the organisation that people want to talk to. The MPs and councillors listen to what we say and act on it, and we know what people think about us and keep checking. And here's the image that we think kind of sums us up. Here we are in a football stadium, right? The big match, and around the different stands are individuals and families, our organisation members and politicians, listening to debates that we're having at our conferences and things like that. And the LDAS really acts as a megaphone, making sure that the voices of people can be heard. And MSPs, decision makers and councillors are listening to that. And we provide information, research, ideas and views to those people with disabilities, so their voices can be heard through this magic megaphone. So that's our vision. That was our work today. Thanks for listening, and you'll be seeing more of us soon